Alrighty, so let's get started here. So find a comfortable seat for yourself. Yeah, and also let me know if it's too loud at all, right? If I start yelling and if I go back to my yelling, shouting habit. Okay, so Tai Chi, we always begin with this opening seated meditation for a couple reasons. One is that this is the perfect small batch, snack size practice for you to engage in when you have, let's say, just a limited time, or in the morning time, we don't often feel like we have incredibly large amount of energy. We don't want to necessarily immediately go to movement. So a great idea is to sit at the front edge of a chair. We want the chair to be at the level so that the hips are at the level of the knees or slightly higher than that. That's fine. But going below that starts to mess up our central mechanism here. So we tip the pelvis a little bit forward. That helps bring the central line into good alignment, and awareness up all the way to the crown of the head. Usually what's required is the chin needs to come down just a slight amount. And now we've got our Zhong, or our central upright. As we have that in place, then we want to relax. When we relax, what should happen, what does happen, is the body dilates or gets a little bit plumper. A lot of times we think of relaxation as a slouching or a collapsing into a couch and resting. But when we have good alignment and then we soften the body, very interesting things happen. The body broadens, widens, and dilates. So there's a little more room everywhere. There is an aspect that sinks down through the chair, down through the legs, because when we're tense, we're actually carrying around something that is extra, which from the Tai Chi point of view makes us heavy and clumsy and less grounded and less agile. So we imagine that idea that we're walking around with all this extra. And so the initial practice of let go, soften and relax, so that we allow a sinking quality down with gravity. And then that's called Chun One. And then the response, the second response is what's called Ching Ling, which means what's happening in the body now is a lighter, more nimble, more agile state. So I'm both better grounded and more functional through the body, all just from sitting upright, relaxing, letting what sinks sink, and feeling that corresponding freedom through the body. What helps with that is Shen Fa, or body mechanism methods or practices, different movements. The first one is breathing in through the nose. Feel how that's changing your shape. The mechanisms are expanding, opening, and then that closing, softening, melting, changing. And then we do it again and inhale. Perhaps even a little more full, a little more expansion, a little more stretching open, and then maybe even a little more empty, more soft, more relaxed. So you could do just this breathing for 20 minutes and you'd feel fantastic or changed in a better direction at the end of it. We're just going to do about 12 breaths because we want to keep moving through practice. But on your own time, feel free to spend 20 minutes in the morning sipping tea or coffee and just breathing and aligning and relaxing. Right? Really, really good idea for homework. In through the nostrils is important. Out through the nose or the mouth. The most important part is in the nose. This is two-part breathing. Inhale, exhale. One more two-part breath. Now let's do the last 5 or so four-part breaths. Inhale, hold full. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, maybe more. And then exhale, that's the third part. Now hold empty. 1 second, 2, 3. And now inhale through the nose. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Let's do that 3 more times. 4-part breath. Now, slide your hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back on the inhale. Lift your chest, chin, arch the back. And on the exhale, slide your hands forward, hollow the chest, round your back, drop your head, hold the empty. Do it again. Inhale. Hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back. Remember, you have 24 vertebrae in your spine. You want all of them to move a little bit in the extension and then the other way. You want each of those vertebrae to move in what's called flexion, just a little bit of forward tilt in every vertebra. And then again, inhale, back, pelvis tips forward, low back, middle back, upper back, neck, head, arch. And then exhale, rounding. Tip the pelvis back, hollow the front, open and broaden the back. One more. And then back to neutral and settle to neutral. Left hand forward past your knee, right hand and elbow pull back, turn the shoulders to the right, turn the head to the right, twist. Now inhale as you come back to the middle neutral position. Inhale. Exhale, turn the other way. Right hand forward, left hand and elbow back, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. 2 more. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Over time, the goal here is to polish. Polish out the barnacles and stuck glue spots and adhesions and impediments. And the net result can be, over time, smooth, pliable, what you might think of as hydraulics, so that the body's moving on a sort of liquid-based power system rather than this grip tension system. Now back to middle, hang the arms loose. Now we have two buttock bones. Feel those buttock bones. Tip to the right, tip to the left, and just feel how you have one on the right, one on the left in your pelvis. So now tip to the right buttock bone. So the left buttock bone's got less pressure on it. And then side lean, tip. Lift your left wrist and left foot. So we're dangling a little bit, but feel your middle represented by your navel, your belly button. That's the middle of the seesaw. Now come back to where equal buttocks are on the chair and you're back to neutral. The body is upright. And then shift the weight to your left buttock bone. Side bend. Right wrist up, right foot up, and lean. And then let's come back to middle. So organized around this middle pivot, can you free yourself to be adaptable? Tipping over this way without falling out of your chair, and then change all the way. And then change all the way. One thing I want you to see, look how close my hand is to my body. I'm not reaching it up here, and it's not way out here in space. It's right here, kind of like a little puppet string, hold it up. That's a specific path, a specific movement we want to have, this up and down thing. Lean and lean. One more to your left. Lean. And then we're back to middle. So that little first three-part series we always do because it just breaks things up. The other one we always do is scapula, shoulder blades. So these shoulder blades on our back have four main movements. Let's do them now. Shrug up and slide down. They also squeeze back. That's known as retraction. Now relax your shoulder blades, let them hang in neutral, and then spread the shoulder blades apart, and they do what's called protraction. Now from this position, this is usually the weird one that people don't know how to do, but can you get that? Now from there, lift. With staying lifted, go back and squeeze the shoulder blades back. Stay back, slide them down, and then remember neutral where you just let go and they hang. Then spread the shoulder blades. The chest, notice it has to hollow a little. Lift up. And then squeeze back. Slide down. And let them hang in neutral. Let's do that 3 more times. Forward, up, back, down. Most people, until they learn this, think the shoulder is here. They think this is the only moving part. But I want you to really see how it's this blade, this scapula on your back, that is the root of the arm. That's where movement of the arm begins. It's a very complex joint, which is why it often becomes very bound and stuck. Now reverse. We go back, then up, forward into that weird position, that hollow shape, and down. Neutral. Back, up, forward into that odd hollow shape, down, and remember, neutral, really important to let go. Back, up, forward, down, neutral, twice more. Back, up, forward, down, neutral, and back, up, forward, down, neutral. Okay, now scoot all the way back on your chair so you're very stable. Let's just do a couple things with the legs, then we'll stand up and get our movement on. So now we go right knee lift, flexed foot, draw the foot in. Now push away and draw it up in and back down. You know, I'm now remembering today's Monday. Today is the gait and balance class. I was thinking of this as the Tai Chi class. So it's the same opening, but what we are going to need to do here is set up these chairs. So let's take a pause for a moment and make sure each of you has this setup. So what we need is a chair on one side with the back of the chair facing in, and a chair on the other side with the back of the chair facing in. So this is in the gait and balance class, we spend a lot of time standing and doing weight shift and single leg lift and different exercises. So take a second, make sure you get one chair, two chair, and then your seat right here in the middle. And then this is our playground right here in the middle. So it's the space that's where we get all our work done, but we have to create this nice little frame. So we're bordering it with support and a seat, and then we get to explore. So let's come back to it now. So hopefully take a second to get that set up. And then we've got leg warm-ups. So load, push, load, and down. So we don't just keep doing it on one leg. It's good to set it down. Remember to relax it. Do the other leg. Load, push, load, down, let it relax. Other leg. Load, push, load, down, relax it. This one. Load, push, load, down, relax. Now, foot and ankle. Straighten the leg out, whichever one, and we point, flex. Point, flex. Really, really important to not have a stuck foot and ankle. Now, second movement, flexed foot, tilt the foot in, out, in, out, in, out. Now, in, point, out, flex. In, point, out, flex. In, point, out, flex. That's a circle. And then reverse. Out, point, in, flex. Circle. And down. Other foot and ankle. Straighten the leg. Now we point, flex. Point, flex. Point, flex. And then tilt the foot. A little tilt in, out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Circle. In, point, out, flex. In, point, out, flex. A few more. Reverse. Out, point, in, flex. Circle. Okay, so we tuned up the basics of the leg, set the foot down, and scoot all the way to the front edge of your chair again. And a really important final bit for the legs before we try and stand up is the rotation of the legs. So a great way to find that is step a little wider than your hips, so somewhat wider stance. Heels stay on the ground, lift your toes. Now turn on the heels, toes and knees point in, and then lift those toes again, and toes and knees point out, right? And so here's my pelvis and spine and central pillar, and we want to create a separation, therefore a space and a mobility and a function in the hip-leg relationship, right? Because for quite a few people, we lose this capacity for spiral rotation, and then the body just is only able to really move in one plane, right? Now back to neutral and just slightly different. Keep the balls of the feet down, heels lift off the ground a little, turn the heels in, the knees out. And then turn the heels out, the knees in. Heels out, knees in, right? Internal rotation. Now heels in, knees out, external rotation. Heels out, knees in. Heels in, knees out. Heels out, knees in. And neutral. Okay, so we just kind of tuned it up And then when we bring it back, the idea is, especially over time, these have a heightened capacity and increased ability for turning in, turning out, which allows us to move the body in all these interesting ways in the practice. Now, legs don't move, hips hinge, fold, sit vertical, hips tip back, sit vertical, hips hinge. Now, hang your arms like I'm hanging my arms. See how my arms are in a plumb line with the ground. I'm not grabbing them, I'm releasing them. And then sit vertical and lean back. Notice how the arms, if you let them, they'll just hang loose. When you sit vertical, the arms hang in line with your torso. When you fold forward, the arms hang as if out in front of the chest a little bit. And then vertical one more time. And back. Now, this is important because remember what I said about holding extra tension makes us clumsy and heavy and less grounded. So we want to make sure we keep this loose up top as we now slide the feet back, fold, and come forward out of the chair. And your arms loose. Keep them relaxed. And you just push through the earth. So the whole thing is down. Then we get our jung or our central upright. The arms stay loose and relaxed. And then hip hinge. Stick your butt back and just pause here for a moment. Notice that you don't want to bend the knees. You want to hinge. You want to let the arms be loose, but you keep a good alignment through your torso. And then just fold, sink the buttocks to the chair, and then rise. And then sit back. So same thing. We keep good jung through the torso, fold, let the weight pour down through the legs to the earth, push through the earth and rise and stay very relaxed, which keeps us more grounded and more adaptable and mobile. One more time. Relax, easy, fluid. Now, don't sit on your chair. Fold. Feel free to come in. Yes. Feel free. Yeah. Fold. And now don't sit in your chair. Just fold, sink, 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 sink. Maybe you can even touch the earth and then push through the earth and rise. So this is the power of softness. The ability, the stiffer I am, the less I can do that. The looser and more fluid, the more you can fold the body up into this shape. You can get down near the ground. You can even crawl to the ground if you needed to. It's also how we get up from the ground. So this next one I like to show every so often, but please don't force yourself to do this. But watch what I do here. So I'm folding. Now, if I can get my fingers to the floor, then you practice walking out to hands and feet, and then walking back, and then push through the earth and rise. Now, why is that powerful? Because it's both a way to get down, but it's also our way of getting up from the ground should we need to. So we want to keep this ability. So let's just try something like it. Maybe all you do is touch the ground, but over time, see if you can just walk out a little bit and then walk back and then rise up. Don't get yourself in trouble and just gauge how close are you to being able to do this. 2 more times. Fold and then walk the hands out a little bit, walk back, and rise. All the way up. Make sure you get all the way nice and tall. 1 more. So it's like we're transforming into a all fours creature for a moment. And then we're coming back to being this upright animal. Okay, so now we're standing upright. Let's make our way closer to the right side chair. So if you set up like I had you set up, then we can do either side here. Now, hand close to the chair. Take your index finger and touch your belly button. This marks your middle. So the middle, we don't want it up here. We don't want it up here. all this tension, we want to relax and feel the middle here so that you change and change. And notice I just changed to this leg and I changed to this leg, but I noticed a couple of you went like this, right? Don't lean. Notice that I don't lean at all. I don't lose my vertical as I'm changing and changing. So work on, now drop the arms and 100%, 0. And then change, 100%, 0. Change, 100%, 0. And 100%. Now, stay in 100% right leg, hand on chair if you need it, but see if you can do this without it. Lift the heel of your empty foot onto the tippy toe and then down. Change. Put the weight into your left leg, tippy toe, down. Change. Tippy toe, down. Change. Tippy toe, down. Change. Tippy toe, down. Change. Next exercise. Hand on the chair. Go down through your left leg, get to the right tippy toe. Now lift the foot off the ground. Place the foot back down and switch. Change. Tippy toe, lift, down, change. Tippy toe, lift, down, change. Tippy toe, lift, down, change. Lift, down, change. Final variation, hand on chair so you can go full lift all the way up, all the way down, change. All the way down, change. All from this middle pivot. So you're relaxed, you're loose, and you're thinking Zhong, central upright, Chunwan, which is this soft, sunken, grounded quality, and then this Qingling is floating. It's buoyant, right? You notice I'm not having to work really hard. It's just floating up, floating down, change, float, down, and one more. Now, I'm going to turn slightly angled. You don't have to do that. Please keep facing forward. I'm angling so you can see depth of the movement. Now, put all the weight in your left leg. Put your right foot in front, heel touching. Notice my toe is up. This foot is empty. So my foot is in front, but my body is still back here through this leg. Now, down through your front leg. Notice that moves you forward in space. Now let's go down through the back leg. That moves you backwards. So this is an illustration of a principle that the primary direction is down, not forward or backward. So if I get down to the earth, I'm moved forward and I'm grounded. If I try to go back, I can fall backwards because I'm uprooted. So we go down, and then we go down, and then we go down. Second level, hand on the chair. Lift, lower the heel, down. Now this back foot empty, bend the knee, toe down, shift. Front leg empty, lift, lower, shift. So a metaphor, the mountain and the cloud. So one leg, you let it be as sturdy and still and grounded as a mountain. The other leg is empty and free as a cloud. But then from the middle, we change that. So now the cloud becomes the mountain becomes a cloud. Trying to lift a leg that's still got all the density of a mountain, that's hard to do. But if you turn it into a cloud, then lifting is easy, it's free, and it's quite effective. Shift, cloud, mountain. And then let's take that one step further. Hand on chair, the cloud leg all the way up. all the way down, heel touch, shift. Now this one is a mountain. This is a cloud, forward and up. Now here, when you reach this toe behind you, don't let the weight go into the leg. Keep this mountain, keep this grounded quality, and then shift. Now you move back because you went down, lift, lower, shift. This back leg, lift in front, reach behind with no body weight, shift. Lift and lower and shift, lift and return and shift. Down, shift, back and shift. Good. Let's switch sides. So same little progression of exercises, except with the other foot is the back foot, other foot is the front foot. All your weight in your right leg, left foot in front. Level 1, best time to practice, no hands, just easy peasy, just rah, rah. And it's very easy to think forward and pitch forward, pitch backwards because someone says, okay, move forward, but it's really down, down, down. And then the important piece is the easiest, most effective way to get down is relaxing. So letting it go down now, lift the cloud, lower the cloud, shift. And then now the back leg like a little flamingo. And shift. And then lift, lower, shift. And then like a little flamingo, bend, down, shift, lift, lower, lift, lower, shift. One moment. So I don't know that the kitchen is mainly only the bathroom. No, no acá. Gracias. Now we go full lift, down, shift, back, shift, lift, down, shift. And someday you'll be able to do no body weight, shift, and back. All right, now we switch back to the first side. Here, put all your weight in your left leg, right foot in front. Now we go for a step. So it's shift, step, shift, and then shift back, step back, shift back, shift, step, shift. This is the best one to practice. No hands on anything, just casual. And remember the mountain and cloud, mountain and cloud. Step the foot without any weight in it, then turn it into a mountain by going down through it. And then it's down through, step without any weight, right? There's no weight here. And then the weight goes down. Let's take it up a notch. Hand on chair here as needed for lift, lower, shift. Now, as this one's a cloud, you can step it over, down, and then shift. And then this one's like a little flamingo, lift, down, shift. Now, this might be the hardest part, is this lift, tuck, reach without letting the weight leave your front leg, then you shift. Now, the weight down allows lift, lower, then it's shift. Now step over that thing on the ground, but try to do it slow enough that you really reveal how empty is that leg really. And then shift. And like a little flamingo, lift, lower, shift. Now it's up, tuck, and reach the foot back without your body getting yanked back. Then shift down to the ground, which moves the body back through space. One more, level 2, lift, lower, shift, step over, shift, flamingo, down, and shift, up, tuck, reach, and shift. Now level 3 here, hand on chair for sure, so you can really challenge full lift all the way down, shift, and then it's heel, knee, foot, step out in front, shift, and then one more time, lift and lower. So if this one was confusing, you'll watch it again on the way. But notice I'm basically taking the most exaggerated steps of my leg mechanisms here. So the inside leg closest to your chair, thank you so much. The weight down through the left, we go lift, lower, shift. Now here's my established leg. So now this one's free to go heel to butt, knee to chest, leg extend, lower down, all the while no body weight in it. And then I shift into it and move forward a little bit. Now this leg, we go heel to butt, knee to chest, reverse, back, shift. Now we're doing this full up, tuck, reach, still no body weight in it. Then you shift into it and the body weight goes. Let's do that one more time. Hand on chair where needed, right? Someday you'll be able to do this no hands, right? And maybe you even want to try it, but go slow enough that you're not going to throw yourself off your balance, right? So the slowness is both safer and it reveals the weakness. It's more difficult, it's really more effective, but it also helps keep us safe. So it's really perfect. Slow. And together. Let's go to the other side here. Put all the weight into your right leg with the chair on your left. Put your left foot out in front. Now we go shift, mountain and cloud. Now just very easily, just swing that foot forward, no weight, then shift. And then going backwards, we go shift, swing that right foot back with no weight, touching the floor, loose and empty, and then shift. Just casual, just shift, step, shift. Reverse, shift, step, shift, shift, step, shift, shift, step. One more. It's just the most easy walk that you could do, just casually strolling forward and strolling backwards. Now we add a challenge, hand on chair, so you can go lift, lower, shift, and step over an imaginary obstacle. Pick up the foot, step over it, and down, and then shift. Flamingo, lift, down, shift. Now we go up, tuck, reach, shift. This leg empty, lift, lower, shift. Step over something. Floating, empty cloud foot. Even when it comes to the ground, it's still a cloud until you change the weight down through the leg. Now it's the mountain, the other one's the cloud. Shift. And then we go up, tuck, reach, shift. Let's go level 3. Hand on chair for full range. Full lift, down, shift 100% through that left leg. Now you can go heel, knee, foot, lowering, still empty, then change the weight. Now your left leg, knee up, reach the toe back, shift. Now it's up, tuck, reach, shift, lift, lower, shift, heel. So we're just exaggerating. We're cleaning off the gears, cleaning out the residue, the combination of collapsed areas and overly stuck areas that the body is made up of usually. And we're turning it all ideally into plump, soft, supple, pliable, movable, agile, hydraulic. That's the goal. And the Taoists, all these practices and these philosophies, they were built on very literally the aging human, right? The ailing and aging human. They understood through practice that cultivating what I'm talking about now and these kind of ideas and this ability, that's what we can keep getting better at. See the older folks doing Tai Chi, you don't see them doing bodybuilding and triathlons, right? You see them doing these practices because they're the skills that really keep us functional. Now, so you got your chairs like so. Come to the far left side and then turn and face downrange. Okay. Now we're going to hopefully now have a runway for, let's say, 5, 6 steps in a row. So let's do all 3 of those levels of walking or whatever variations feel best to you. So level 1, put all your weight into your right leg, left foot in front. And now we shift down, step your empty foot down, step your empty foot down, step down, step down, step down. Now reverse. Down, step behind, down, step behind. Notice I'm moving backwards in space, but I'm not leaning backwards at all. I'm just zhong, down, down. Something is going back. My empty foot, yeah, it's going back, but then functionally it's just down. And that's what keeps us safe. So if you keep that in mind, these simple ideas that the primary, most important direction is down. Think of how true that is, because if you don't go down through this leg correctly, you go off to the side. Where do you go? You don't fly off into the cosmos. You go down. You fall down. You hit the ground. So the idea here is we want to be skillfully down, 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 down. How do we get down the easiest? By relaxing, relaxing, being loose, not sloppy, but loose. Right? So if I'm walking around with a bunch of stiffness in my upper body, then I'm heavy up here. And if I step on a pebble or hit a crack, well, I've got all this weight up here that can go bang. But if I'm relaxed, then I can adapt. I can be loose. I can maybe even almost fall a little and catch myself, right? So all that's really important. Now let's try level 2 walking here. So every step, imagine you're stepping over a tripwire or over a little toy that's on the ground or some obstacle. Step over something with every step. And this teaches you how much did you actually make one leg a mountain, the other a cloud. Because if you pick the foot up and you almost topple over, that means you need to make the other foot more of a mountain. You got to get better at that mountain. The mountain is primary. The down is primary. That frees you up to take that step behind you. The down gives you the mountain. The mountain is what makes the cloud possible. the down, lift, tuck, reach. So now we're doing that level 2 challenge, which is every step is over an obstacle. Do that again. Forward, over an obstacle, over an obstacle, over an obstacle. One more time, backwards, over an obstacle. So primary direction is the mountain, the down. Make sure you have a mountain, keep the mountain until you're ready to transfer and make the other leg the mountain. And the other leg. And the other leg. And then the last thing I want to do in this direction, please watch me for a moment. So at first, we're working on the smallest possible steps because that allows us to comfortably be vertical and keep the vertical when we walk, right? But over time, as you get comfortable with that, being looser, right? Looser in the leg. Now notice I can boom, boom. So now I just covered that same amount of distance in 3 steps. So I'd like you to just try that, walk forwards and backwards a couple of times, not necessarily faster, but think longer, longer stride, because it's very interesting that what I see with the Parkinson's folks that I work with, especially in private sessions, as people try to go faster, the steps get smaller, and there's this like fighting. As opposed to if you understand how to move quote unquote faster, it's actually being looser and more relaxed and then going 1, 2, right? I got across the room faster, but I didn't hurry. 1, 2. All I did was relax, relax, and take bigger steps. Loose, relax, relax. So just try a couple more where you try to get whatever size step you take to be just a little longer, but keep in mind, down, down, down is still what we're doing. We're going down, 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 down. All right. And then let's get our sidewalk in. Sidewalking is important for a couple different reasons, which I'll explain as we go along, but most important is the practice of it. So come to the far left of your space. Put all your weight down through the left leg as the mountain, the right leg is the cloud. Now step out to the side and then back in as close together as you can, maybe even touching your feet together. And then out to the side, in. Out to the side, in. We're going to do that a few more times. The key here is what's called the quad. So I'll just show it. Keep doing the exercises I show it. So we've got the genital area here. We got the groin and the other groin. These are called the quad. So when you step your right leg out, have this idea that you're opening this quad. It's space. There's openness here, and then you're closing it. If you don't open it, if it's glued stuck, when you step this out, it pulls the body with it clumsily and then clumsily back. So the more this is stuck together, the more our movements are clumsy, the more we can separate and return. The more we keep this central pillar, and we're able to operate the vehicle. So now, right leg out, leave it there. Central pillar. Now make this leg the full leg. This quad is now closing again. You got to let this one open. So don't let the heel come off the ground. Don't let the leg stay glued. See if you can feel this open. And then shift back over here and let this close and this one open. And then close your right side quad, your left side open. So keep the heels and feet anchored to the ground and move. Notice how much my pillar is moving in space, right? Now you can't see that beautiful calligraphy behind me, And just by going down through here, now I've revealed that. So I'm just opening and closing my quad, and I'm getting all this movement of this body through space, and I haven't even left the ground yet. So now all the way in your right leg, your left quad open, bring it in, out, in, out. And notice how my body isn't stuck to that leg, right? It stays where it is, and I'm threading that out. I'm spooling this leg out and back in, right? I'm extending and then drawing it in. Now, fourth final thing, which is really important, bring this foot in, feet as close together as you can. Here's this middle pivot, again, your quad. Change the weight to your left leg. Change the weight to your right leg. Change. Notice how I'm not leaning. I'm not leaning. Something's happening. There's a space in here that we have to free so that I can change down through this leg so this one is free, and then change down through this one so this one is free. Change, change. Now the weight down through your left leg, step your right foot out, like we've been practicing, open quad. Then change the weight down through the right leg. This one, open quad, and then bring it in. And then change the weight down through this leg, step your right foot out. Right foot out. And then shift. So now shift down through your right leg. Left quad's open, close it. Bring that leg in. And then down through the left leg, right leg, out. And change. Now we're going to go back the other way. So go left leg in, left leg out. Change. Right leg should be empty so you can float it in. Change the weight through the right leg. Left leg is empty. Float it out. Weight down through the left leg. Right leg empty. Float it in. Down through the right leg. Now your left leg is empty. Float it out. Down, right? So we're still using this concept of down is the primary. Down is the primary. Down, 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 down. There and back again. Out, down. So side walking has a lot of benefits. It helps us find middle. It gets us away from this sort of glued, stuck life that we live. We all kind of live here. We need to open up this interior space to give us back our athleticism and our many different functions. It's also the key to the beginning advanced yoga, Tai Chi. So beginning advanced Tai Chi, we're going to do a movement today. And the key here is being grounded is a state. It's a state where I'm relaxed. And if you do this right, you're never not grounded. You're always grounded. So I'm grounded through this leg as this one steps, and then I'm just grounded through this leg. This one steps. Now step your right foot out, and we're going to finish with the bear washing its paws in the street. So if you come to Friday's class, you know this whole bear progression and all these different upper body movements. But the most basic one is shift to the right leg, turn, and then brush and sweep. Now, shift to the left leg, turn, brush, and sweep. So you get the idea. It's shift, then turn, then hand. And then it's not hands first, it's shift, then turn from the middle, then the hand. And again, it's shift first, turn second, sweep the hand. Now your left foot should be empty here. Bring the left foot in. Shift the weight into the left leg, turn, brush and sweep. Now notice I didn't step this leg out. My feet are together so that now I can step out. So we're going to head that way the whole time. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. The left foot steps in, right? In. And then I shift into that left leg, even though it stays here. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. So here's where I'm really traveling across. But then I bring this left foot in, and I kind of stay right where I'm at, but I still shift, turn, brush, sweep. And then step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Now we're going to go back the other way. Step the left foot in, left foot out. Shift and turn, brush, sweep. Step the right foot in. Keep the right foot in. Shift into it, turn, brush, sweep. Left leg should be empty. Step. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Notice the right leg should be empty here. Bring it in. Bring the right foot in. Keep it in. But now put your weight into your right leg. Turn, brush, sweep. Left foot should be free. Step it out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Right foot steps in. Keep it in. Shift into it. Turn, brush, sweep. Left foot should be empty. Step it out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush. Let's do that one more time. There and back again. Right foot in, out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step right foot out. Shift and turn, brush and sweep. So you should be traveling across the room. Notice I started over there. Now I'm all the way over here. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Let's go the other way. Step left foot in, out, and we shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step right foot in. Shift into the right leg, turn the body right, sweep the hands right, step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step right foot in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step right foot in. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step out. Shift, turn, brush, sweep. Step in and back out. Now just wash your paws in front. An important part of Tai Chi is that we want flow. So when we finish, we don't go and grab our body and bring it to stillness. That's not what a healthy body is doing. A healthy body is blood flowing, electricity flowing. There's movement unimpeded through every channel and pathway, right? And so as we age, that's the problem, is things get all impeded and stuck, which is why the Taoists said, hey, light bulb, what if we practice softness, suppleness, flow, mobility, range of motion as the primary goal and see what happens? And what they found was, wow, you can really upkeep that into your late ages and keep safety, keep function, keep pain at a minimum. So really great stuff. All right, and then we close the practice. So this idea of yang and yin. Yang is outward, expanding, manifesting, doing, which we just did, right? We moved, we turned, we shifted, we did all this doing. Yin is the opposite. Yin is cooling, calming, quieting, stilling. And so this final gesture, wings, roll your palms up, fold over top, and then settle your hands down to this reservoir, this middle. in front of the belly, and then seal the practice by placing one palm over top of the belly button, and then the other palm over top. Let's do that one more time. So this is how you close your practice. Just kind of demark the end. Wings, roll, fold. You can see how that's sort of a gathering, and then it's also a sinking. This idea of sinking the chi. So it's not all up here, it's not all here, it's down here. And then seal, 1, 2. And after doing Taiji, which is yin and yang, up and down, front and back, left and right, all the duality, we finish with Wuji, which means no activity. So just see if you can taste 5 breaths worth of 0, nothing, empty, stillness. If balance permits, just a light closing of the eyes or just a softening of the eyes. And the technique there is that when you do nothing, all of that chi that you generated just naturally settles and rests back in this belly, the reservoir. Thank you so much, everybody. Great job. If there are questions, feel free to unmute. And please do let me know if at any point my voice sounded either too loud or the quality got ruined because I'm trying a new microphone. Okay, thank you so much.